What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Countdown Scouting Network. I'm your host, Joey Garcia, and today we're breaking down the safeties for the 2024 NFL Draft Class. So let's go ahead and get started. We got 15 guys here on this list, and I will guys that are going to be keeps messing up. So I apologize if anything. Whoops. All right, I think it's fixed now. I apologize for that. Let's get into this though. We got Trey Taylor from Air Force, and he is a guy who's just. I think he's gonna do well in a two high system. I don't think he's a single high safety. He doesn't miss a lot of tackles. He comes up and he's a good tackler. I don't know if he's got the athleticism to really be a single high guy, but man to man grade probably not great. Um, but tackling's really good, and he's got good ball skills. I think in a two high system, he's a very very good safety for that kind of system. Let's go to the next guy. We got Mustafa Malik Mustafa. Uh, he is 5'11", 210 pounds. So he is a guy who just wants to take heads off. He I think he again is another too high guy. I don't think that he's really someone that you want to put up at the very top and just say, "Hey, this is all you cover all this ground," because he really does want to come downhill. He's at his best when he's playing in the box. Uh, I think he's got good enough coverage skills, and to play that robber role. Come on down, he's instinctual in the zone. But man, he's someone that you just really want to bring down and hit. I don't think he's that athletic. That's probably his biggest issue is his athleticism. But I think he's got enough juice in there where I don't think he lacks too much. All right, let's get to Jalen Simpson. This is one that's very interesting. So he's very lanky. If you watch him, he's super lanky, but he's versatile. So having him tackle is going to be an issue, but I think his versatility is really key. Um, he's 6'1", like 175, but he's played outside corner, he's played slot corner, he's played all the way up top as a deep safety. He's played too high in the box. That one's probably not that successful, but he's done all this stuff on the back end, so he's very, very reliable. I would love to have him in the slot if I got a really shifty guy. He's got good enough hips for that, or throw him up top. And he's played all these other positions. I can tell it really helps with his play recognition and his route recognition. He understands what each defender has to do on the back end because he's played all of it. I really like this guy. I'm just concerned you can't tackle, you can't play in this league. You really can't. If you cannot tackle, you can't see the field. So that's my issue with him. James Williams is kind of the opposite, to be honest with you. 6'5", like 235-pound safety. He's someone that's going to be one of those Marte Mapus of last year, or we've got Divine Diablo from a couple years ago, where he is a linebacker safety hybrid. He's going to want to play in the box 90% of the time. You don't want to have him play up top. He's okay at that. He's just not. He doesn't have sideline to sideline speed like you would want a free safety to have. But if he's playing mostly linebacker for you, his coverage skills and his sideline to sideline is very, very good as a linebacker. And this being not a great linebacker class, I really like James Williams, but he's going to have to go to a scheme specific role for him to really have any success that I would feel comfortable with. So let's get to our next guy. I don't see him on here. Where is Barron on my list? Dang. Yeah, I don't see him on my list anymore. So that sucks. Let me scroll past it one more time. I know this is great podcasting. Yeah. No, I don't. Man, I don't see him on here. So I like Jada Barron. He's a guy who I think he is a good mix. He's kind of leans more towards that Mustafa role, but he's a good mix between Mustafa and Simpson. I think he's probably a little bit more athletic than Mustafa, but the dude likes to come up and hit. So um, I wish I had his layout right here so I could actually tell you his height, weight. But he's a guy that I think uh, someone that's going to play a hybrid role, but a lot more downhill in the box, kind of like Brandon Jones from Texas, like 4 years ago, kind of what he was like coming out. All right, let's go to Bo Brady from Maryland. I like Bo Brady a lot from Maryland. 6'1", like 210 pounds. A guy who is adequate in coverage, fairly good run support guy. He missed a lot of tackles this year, though. That's my big concern with him. Is he's a guy who you want him playing downhill. You want him playing a lot more of the robber and um, some of that robber role and some cover two, maybe a little bit of box safety as well. And you want him to be able to come down and run support. But this year he missed a lot of tackles, and the year before that it wasn't like that. So I'm kind of wondering if something was going wrong, like something was going on with him this year or not. But yeah, I'm a little puzzled by that, I will say. All right, let's go to Tyke Smith from Georgia. This is a guy who I think he can play that slot receiver role, but he's a bigger slot. Someone that you really want to help support the run. He's like 5'11", 205 pounds. He's got fairly good hips, and I think his run game is just really what's going to help him. He's going to be someone that's going to play in the box a little bit, but I think if you're going to a dime look or a nickel look and it's first, second down and you might have to key on the run, this is your guy. He's very aggressive. He comes downhill, makes good hits on running backs, wraps up fairly well, and he's athletic enough. The thing is, if it's third down and everything like that, I don't really think I want to play him in the slot. I would kind of want him to play a little bit more of a box safety or a two high safety, but he can do it all. He just isn't the shiftiest, and he doesn't really have the long speed to help support on that coverage. But he's a very good run stopping. I would say slot defender, to be honest with you. All right, let's go to Bullock. Bullock was a guy I was very, very high on at the beginning of this season. Um, he's a guy I really liked. I think we talked about him on our summer scouting series. I think I had him as like my number 3 safety coming in. He dropped down to my number 8 guy. And really, what that comes down to is I just don't think he tackles well. He's very good, man. I think he can play well man-to-man coverage. I think he does a lot as a free safety. I think he can really be very versatile on how you use him. But if he has to make a tackle and he's last man standing, it's a touchdown. I don't care if it's Xavier Worthy, who is 165 pounds, if it's Derrick Henry, anyone in between of 165 pounds and 250 pounds. He's not tackling them. He just doesn't tackle. And so that's kind of why he's down this far. But coverage, I'll take him over anyone in this class at safety. I'll take him over them, but it's not flag football. If it's flag football, he's the number 1 pick. But it's not. And if you can't tackle, you can't play. I've said that multiple times. You can't tackle, you can't play. And that's just how it is. All right, let's get to Rod Moore from Michigan. Uh, Let me just make sure I don't have him in the wrong spot. think yeah, he might have returned to school because I don't have him on my list, but yeah, I should have done a better job of scrubbing the list before this. He I'm gonna feel stupid if he doesn't if he's not going back to school, but we'll just skip over him from now. I apologize because I don't want to speak incorrectly on him. All right, let's go to the next guy on my list. We have Sione Vaki from Utah. He is a guy who was recruiting. He was recruited in to play running back. He played running back, slot receiver, safety in high school. Played some running back and slot receiver for Utah. They had some injuries. They put him out there at cornerback 2 years ago, and he loves to hit. That's just kind of what he does. He loves to hit. He wasn't great at corner, but then they put him at safety this year, and he's very very good downhill running safety. I think he's got some stuff to learn instinctually on the back end, but he's big. He is. Let me pull up his size because he's built though. He's very young. He's 6 foot 210, and he is young, but he loves to come down and hit. He's got very good feet, very good hips. You could tell he was a running back in high school with those attributes, but he's so raw. I think his upside is very very high in this class. I think he could be like a Derwin James type in this class. That's his ceiling. Do I think he's going to get there? Probably not. But in a class that honestly is other than the top two guys, it's kind of lacking. So if you tell me that I got a moonshot in the fourth round, third round, I might take it if I need to develop a safety behind some veterans. Go to Cole Bishop. I love Cole Bishop. I like Jaden Hicks and Cole Bishop in this class. Cole Bishop is just, I mean, I would put him single high. I think in a two high system is probably his best look. He'll come, he'll hit you, and he's got good instincts and ball skills. He's got really good ball skills. Man to man coverage, not his strong suit. But coming up and helping in the run, strong suit. Playing too high and jumping up and stealing the ball out of the air, that's a strong suit. Playing single high coverage where he's roaming the top freely, not the best spot to put him. I think he's fine with that, but he's not. That's not his strong suit. So if you use him in the ways that he should be used, there's no like if you use him scheme specifically the way that I think you can use him, you'll never put him in a bad situation, and you'll only be playing to his strengths and never showing any weaknesses. And so I think if you're getting that in the fourth round, I love that. You just have to have the right scheme for him. Don't ask him to do things he can't do. Don't ask him to come play down in the slot. Don't ask him to be man-to-man on a tight end. That's not what he's there to do. Don't do that. Jaden Hicks. um, Jaden Hicks, on the other hand. Whew. 6'3", 215. His hips are an issue. They're a little stiff. But other than that, dude, this guy, he comes up and hits. He's young, too. I think he's 21 years old. And he loves to hit. He's got very good instincts. He's more athletic than Cole Bishop. Jaden Hicks and Cole Bishop both love to hit. They both got good instincts. Jaden Hicks is just a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, a little bit more instincts and more athleticism, I'll say. So this is a guy who, if you want him to roam around the top as a free safety, you can. I think he's probably more suited for a strong safety role, that number two safety or a box safety, someone that's going to come downhill, support the run. He loves to hit. He does. He loves to hit. Loves, loves, loves to hit. All right, let's get to Cameron Kinchens. I keep calling him Cameron Kitchens. There's no T. Cameron Kinchens. Super good athlete. He's like 5'11", 205 pounds, though. But he's got amazing ball skills. He's a little bit undersized. And so at like 5'11", just playing that free safety role, can you do it? Yeah, I think Javon Holland is around 5'11", 205, and especially with the instincts, I really do like this guy. I think his tackling, not great. They let James Williams do a lot of that downhill tackling, and just let Cameron Kitchen say, hey, you got the back end. Don't let anything pass you. And he did a really good job of that. So I think he's a single high safety kind of guy. I think he can. I think if you asked him to come down in the slot and guard man to man, I think he could do it. He's an athletic enough guy. I think he can come down and guard in the slot, but I don't really see why you would want to do that. I think he's a gatekeeper towards the end zone where he's going to stay up top and rob anything that's coming over the top. So I like him. I think he can tackle well enough. Um, yeah, that's, that's all I got on him. All right, let's go to our last two safeties, and they are two different style safeties. So Javon Bullard, I think, is mostly a slot. I have him as a safety because I think he can play up top. I think he can play up top, but he's someone who I would want to move around the defense. I don't really want to just play him up top. I think that's a waste of his talents. I think he can play down in the slot. I think every once in a while you could put him at outside corner, but I think I want him to play slot. He can play two high safety, he can play single high safety, but I would really love for this guy to be my nickel defender. Nickel defenders are so valuable in this game. Some of the best receivers are playing in the slot, and having a guy like Javon Bullard, where he can come up in the run game and make tackles, but he's also skilled enough where he can guard him man to man, or he can play any kind of zone defense that you want, anything like that. I really like Bullard in that situation. So I think it'd be a waste if someone's going to put him at single high safety, but that's just me. And then the last guy right here, best pure safety. I don't even want to say best single high safety. He's the best pure safety in this draft class. He can play single high. He can come downhill. He can be a two high. He does he does everything well. He tackles. He's got the best. Did I say? Yeah, he's got the best instincts in the class. He's got good ball skills, and he's just instinctual enough where, as a free safety, you got to be able to move the defense around in passing situations. And I think he's got that. He's just a pure number one safety. Now, do I want to use a first round pick on him? No, I don't. But a top 50 pick, I think he's a top 50 pick. I think him and Javon Bullard are top 50 picks, and then the rest of the guys, I don't know where they'll go. But that's what I got for you today. I appreciate you guys watching. I skipped cornerbacks because there's a lot of guys, and I didn't feel that comfortable speaking on, the 28 cornerbacks that I had in one continuous episode, because they all kind of start blending together, to be honest with you. So we might just show you my list and then only do the top 10 guys. That might be a little easier for me, or we might break it up into three sections. But I appreciate you guys watching this. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.